Greetings. Greetings on this so-called independence. You know, we're facing a situation here in my island where we're facing a deadly media blackout here in Jamaica. From the media and from the radio. I mean, you have some radio station like Sunshine, who's brave enough, Sunshine Radio, which is brave enough to highlight some of the pressing issues facing us and facing the global community. But when I say media blackout, my people are not aware that people all over the world are standing up for their rights. It's not a no television in Jamaica. It's not a no radio in Jamaica. Radio is filled with everything frivolous and everything to distract the people them from what's coming. And everybody's pushing a certain particular narrative. And the people of Jamaica, I'm telling you, because I know for the entertainment, my thing say, my people would have sacrificed their bread. My people would have sacrificed my people would have sacrificed food for come to the concert for watch certain entertainer. And now when the people them need them, they are voiceless, they show that them never real. Where are they to stand up for the people, to comfort the people who are in between worlds?
Yeah, man, say all praises and honor to Yahweh, Hashem,
Hashem, Rakakadash.
And double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Stone. Shalom to all our brothers out there pushing the truth in all sincerity and in all honesty. This is a brother from Jamaica camp. That's your man.
I war.
Chapal. I don't want to listen. You know, on this video where Buju Banton, you have a video come out. I think a Friday gone, which is basically Jamaica Independence Day. Where them celebrate every year out in Jamaica, August 6th. Right, with Buju Banton, you know, speaking about, you know, certain things that take place out in Jamaica, right? And hey, over the years, you know, we the men of the Lord, you know, we've been speaking about, you know, all the things you know, been happening out in Jamaica, especially pertaining to prophecies, right? But now we actually live at the time now when these things we've been speaking about, through the spirit and power, Yahweh, Shemir, these prophecies coming to pass right before our eyes. So you have Buju Banton speaking about, you know, certain things that take place, even amongst the media, which, you know, we've seen these things, right? But at the end of the day, all in the doings of the Heavenly Father, right? Because these things have to happen to basically the Lord, the House shall make him return.
Which is right, man.
Right? So Buju Banton, you know, when I speak about, you know, the leaders, them, you know, and the things of them involving. Right?
Alright, this is an article from Loop News. Basically, what time is this? Alright, it says here, Buju Banton questions independence, lashes media for hiding info. See? It says as Jamaica celebrated its 59th year of independence. Alright. So Jamaica 59 this year.
59.
Yeah, and them on a curfew and lockdown and all that, man.
Yeah.
And people claiming that we are independent out here. See? When our Prime Minister at least was when sworn into the Privy Council, the Queen, yes, which and the members of the Privy Council are basically advisors to the Queen. See? So then we have a Prime Minister which is the advisor to the Queen of England. That shows that we are not independent, man. See? We are not a sovereign country. Alright, it says as Jamaica celebrated its 59th year of independence, reggae superstar Buju Banton is questioning whether Jamaicans are truly independent as basically we're saying, you know, the Prime Minister of Jamaica him get appointed to the Privy Council. The Privy Council are the Queen of England. So basically he is naturally an advisor to the Queen of England. See? And we are out here celebrating independence, which we have a Governor General also, which represent the Queen of England. So that shows that we are not a free people, man. See, we are still yet in our captivity, as the scripture says. See? It says,
alright, so this is Baruch 4:3. So stack of 3 verse 8. This is Baruch 3 verse 8. So behold, We are yet this day in our captivity.
Francis said, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. We're still in the land of captivity, you know, even until this very day. Right? People have been celebrating independence for so long, from the time them Clinton and give independence, or 1962, you know, come up to this time. I was still, you know, still under the rulership of the so-called white man. Right? People say we are yet this day in our captivity. We're still in the land of captivity. What?
We thou hast scattered us
With Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shemir has scattered us. What?
for reproach.
Or reproach, go on.
Right. And a curse, and to be subjected to payments.
To be what? Subjected to payments. You have all different bills to pay.
Done.
Right? In the system that we live in. Right? Look, hey, the majority of us, you know, in this time that we live in, we have to work, you know, to pay bills. You know, so hand to mouth, as what they say, when I'm out in Jamaica. Right? Work so we can sustain the debt or our bills them to go back and work.
Which is right.
Right? Just like what happened in the slavery, they have the slave master that feed the slave them. Now we have to work to feed ourselves, you know, in order to go back on the plantation. Right? What?
According to all the iniquities of our fathers which departed from the Lord our God. Hear Israel, the commandments of life, and give ears to understanding wisdom. How happen it is Israel that thou art, you know, in thine enemy's land.
How reach over this side of the world, how scattered throughout the earth. How we up, scatter amongst these heathen nations according to the curse. In Deuteronomy 28 and 64. Because Heavenly Father want to do it to you. Right? Because we transgress the laws and statutes of the Heavenly Father, you know, put up all these curses on us. Right? And part of the curse, so we'll basically Deuteronomy 28 and 64 said, we are going to be sold, you know, unto our enemies. 68 here. For bondman and bondwoman, meaning slave man and slave woman, and no man shall buy you, meaning nobody now redeem us. Nobody now go basically, you know, take us out of the lifestyle or the situation we're in, but your house shy. You know, Lamb and Oman, you know, name prediction. He deliver, he save, because Yahushua the one that come back and deliver us. You know, and what I thought the elect from out of the hands of the so-called white man, and we actually live in that time. We live in that time right now. Seeing all these things happening, right now, all this uproar, now all these things are part of the sign of the second coming of the Lord, the Yahushua.
That's right.
Right?
Hey, and if you can say this, and basically what I'm talking about, when they say no man not go buy you, as they say, Yahushua will come deliver us. So all these freedom speakers, we come out come speak as we are going at Buju Banton. See? And you know we have Marcus Garvey and them other freedom speakers come before and try to say them want to deliver our people. You have Nani and the Maroon, you have Kojo, you have the rest of these people who come and say them come to deliver our people, but no, it is not of them to do it. Right.
And the Lord, Yahushua, God, I don't want to put us in this situation, right? Or this lifestyle we're in.
If we can add, with the same freedom speakers, they have a period with them so-called abolish slavery, what they call the apprenticeship period, where basically if you were a slave, as in if you slave or slave, whatever, before that period came, you had to work 7 to 8 years before you would have become a free man. So we still have to labor for the so-called white man, even though them so-called say, oh, them abolish slavery and, you know, all of them free, we still under subsidiaries, man. And I see him think up to today.
That's right. Remember that, I'm just back to point there, this is Baruch 4 and verse 17, it says, verse 80, for he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies.
That's right. How much Shemir is going to deliver us from the hands of our enemy? No Buju Banton, no Sizzler Columbia, who people look up to in this society, they're going to take us out, you know, the hands of the so-called white man or this lifestyle we're in right now. But our Lord and Savior Yahushua. Right? What?
Alright, so what happened in Israel that thou art in thine enemy's land?
Oh, it happened. What feed our enemy land? What?
That thou art waxing whole in a strange country.
What?
That thou art defiled with the dead.
Our people what? Defiled with the dead. People defiled with all these heathen nations, right? Proverbs 21 and 16 say, the man that wandered out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So all these heathen nation of people following for them ways, living like them now, people become like the heathens, right? Because according to the scripture, right, the Lord give Moses the laws, you know, and status to give to us, the Israelites, to separate us from all these heathen nations, right? Because we are special people unto the Heavenly Father, but no people following all these heathen nation customs, living like them, especially who? The so-called white man, right? Because he's the one in power right now, so people are follow him way of life, right? Finish?
Said that thou art counted with them to go down into the grave. Said thou hast forsaken a fountain of wisdom. Right? For if thou hast walked in the way of the Hawabashino Shai, thou shouldn't have dwelt in the place forever.
Right. Ultimately, all these things happen to fulfill prophecy, you know, because everything was predestined, you know, before foundation of the earth, as Scripture said, by the Heavenly Father. This is how we move. Right, so now we actually living at the time now when they're going to get put back in a rightful place. Right? The Israelites, starting with the elect. What, brother?
Skip what you have. Start by the application. So it says as Jamaica celebrated its 59th year of independence, so-called independence, it says reggae superstar Buju Banton is questioning whether Jamaicans are truly independent, as he claimed that his fellow citizens' rights to free speech were being taken away. And basically them never have no rights for money, man. They were just given privilege. Because all people after them have them rights and human rights and this rights and that rights. Hey, there was never no rights, man. We just given privilege for a period of time. See? Until see, we can see that little privilege is being taken away right now. See?
Done. By our oppressor.
Yeah.
Right, and all these leaders them in league with the oppressor. Seeing what taking place now, even the whole protests that take place now when it started in the Caribbean now. We should say all them, you know, joining hand in hand with the so-called white man to push forth him agenda to get rid of us as a nation. Right, and we actually seeing now the people them start to even turn against these leaders.
Right.
Because you know, going back, you know, back then you have these politicians, you know, people love them because, you know, they always, you know, say every time election I go on, they say food and refreshment at headquarters, you know, they have them party, and Jake, you know, Jake love a party. Yeah. But actually like time now when certain things are happening, you know, cause or people for hate these leaders, yo, right? And that get worse because the scripture speak about sedition among men that will take place, you know, mainly in America and also, you know, right across the world. Even out here in Jamaica, we're seeing that spirit, you know, been building up, especially from 2021 start. Right, right, and we actually living at that time. Right?
Key example what happened in St. Vincent and Grenadines with the Prime Minister.
It says Jeremiah 5 and verse 26. So for among my people are found wicked men.
For among the Lord's people, among the so-called Negroes, Latinos, you know, and Native American, Indian, which are the true biblical Israelites today, are found wicked men. Wicked men amongst our nation, especially these leaders. Right, go on.
Right. They lay wait as he that setteth snares.
That setteth snares, setteth a trap. Because this thing what them are push right now is a trap onto people. Right? This thing we are push is a trap, and ultimately, you know, a lot of people are gonna fall in that trap. Right? Because they're gonna reach that point where either you with what take place or you're against what. Either with what take place or you're against it, yo. Right? So a lot of people now give in, you know, in the time to come. You know, when pressure start to really put on. Right? What?
Right. So they lay wait as he that setteth snares, they set trap, they catch men.
They catch men.
As a cage is full of birds, so are the houses full of deceit.
So are their houses full of deceit. So these leaders full of deceit. Right?
Right.
Lies. They lead themselves.
Right? Therefore, they are become great. They are waxing rich.
And waxing rich. Esau promised them money. If them do this, you might get a certain amount of money or a certain amount of benefit. So them feel that somehow them are going to do these things and the people them basically come up against them. Because even out in Jamaica, you notice certain things that take place, even from last year with a lot of Jamaicans out here that are rebel against the Prime Minister or they claim to say or say some disrespectful words against the Prime Minister, and quick time police come, and hold on upon them. I think two of them they make apologize to the Prime Minister. So they might try to, ease off the type of protest or uprising spirit from Jake. So they might try to use them as an example. The rest of them see and scared. But guess what? You're not going to stop it here. It'll come. Because the scripture said these things going to happen. So it's going to come to pass. Right? Go on.
Right. So they are waxing fat. They shine. So they shine. Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause, right? The cause of the fatherless.
They don't care about the people, right? It's all about them and them gain. It's all about what them can gain, right? These leaders who people look up to and love so much, they don't really care about us. It's all about the power, and the benefit to come with it, right? Right?
Right. So yet they prosper, right? And the rich. And it's like the rights of the needy, do they not judge?
The rights of the needy, the rights of the people.
Isaiah 28.
It's Isaiah 28, right? And we start at verse 14. So wherefore hear the words of the Lord, he is scornful men that rule his people, which is in Jerusalem.
So supposed to say, hear the word of the Lord, is scornful men. Talking about you leaders, especially one of them amongst our people, amongst the so-called niggers, Latinos and Native American Indian. Yeah. Especially Andrew Wallace. I'm out in Jamaica. That's what the scripture said. What?
Right. Rule his people in Jerusalem. Verse 15, because he have said, we have made a covenant with death and with hell, are we at agreement?
So because you make an agreement with the so-called white man, because the so-called white man represent death and hell. Right, I can't talk. We can bring out a Baruch. I'm back to 2 and 5. I'll go back to that. Yeah, back to 2 and 5.
This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 5 says, yea, also because he transgressed by wine.
Talking about the so-called white man, transgressed by philosophy, right? One.
He's a proud man.
He's a proud man. Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart and what? Deceive thee, though that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock. Talking about the so-called white man, right? One.
Neither keep it at home.
They don't keep it at home. The American military, spread thin right across the earth. Right?
Right.
The police for the earth.
That's right.
Right? The hammer for the earth, as scripture said. What?
Who enlarged his desire as hell,
So
and is as dead.
So them enlarge them desire as hell. One.
And is as dead.
And is as dead, so they represent death. Right? One.
And cannot be satisfied.
And they can never be satisfied, no matter how much them have. How much them gain, they can never be satisfied and always want more. That's Esau Edom. One.
But gather it unto him all nations,
Gone.
and heap it unto him all people.
Exactly. Right, so so-called white man represent death and hell. Right, according to the scripture. Right? Going back to Genesis 27 and 40, the blessing of forefather Isaac gave to Esau Edom the sword. And the sword basically represent death and destruction. That's what the so-called white man bring. Nothing but death and destruction. Right, go on.
So it's because you have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement.
Gone.
When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us.
This is what they have in mind, especially Andrew Wallace. Because I'm one of the proud ones, I'm the one who is proud, proud to basically bring forth, the so-called white man agenda. Or do the so-called white man bidding. I'm the one of the main one, proud to do it.
And that's why you come and say, we're not a lightweight for the world state.
You're not a lightweight. You're not a lightweight. So this is what you have in mind. What?
Alright. So for we have made lies our refuge.
So they make the lies they refuse. Continue to tell the people them lies. Lies, back a lies, back a lies. Right? What?
And on the falsehood have we hid ourselves.
So they made themselves on a falsehood. What?
Alright. Therefore thus say the Lord God, behold, I lay in Zion a foundation, right? A stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste.
Can jump to verse 18 of them.
Verse 18.
Yeah.
I say, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled.
So this is what going to happen to a lot of these leaders who are in league with the so-called white man. Because them feel say somehow, you know, they might come out of this, you know, without, you know, nothing at all happen to them.
That's right.
Right? Because, you know, Esau, Edom, I will protect them because, you know, you see the power of the so-called white man. So feel say somehow they might come out of this, you know, scotch-free. Right? But this is how the scripture say going to take place. Right? Go on.
Right. So, and your covenant with death and hell shall be disannulled.
Gone.
And your covenant with death shall be disannulled.
Gone.
And your agreement with hell shall not stand.
So your agreement will make the so-called white man that are not going to stand. You know, this new world order agenda want to push. You want to push right now across the world. That's how the scripture say. What?
Right. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, they shall be trodden down by it.
So you're going to get destroyed. Right?
That's right.
All out in league with the so-called white man, I get destroyed at time to come. Thus say the Lord. Right? Give me a...
You them say, you use sleep and mark death. You always have a little saying that.
Gone.
And what you see, I mean, I St. Vincent and the Grenadines the other day.
Gone.
See, you see, actually, the Lord, the most I use a woman to put that Prime Minister down there to shame him. Is a woman actually bust him head. See? So, hey, so the news said, it was rumor that was a woman that burst his head. See? So, hey, our Prime Minister out here look on and say the same thing I come towards Jamaica because this thing is taking a ripple effect across the Caribbean, man, because you have protests in about 3 or 4 of the Caribbean country right now. You have Antigua and Barbuda and I think you have Barbados. There's a big protest going on in Barbados also. See?
And you have a lot of agent provocateurs amongst these, you know, because
right.
the bank elite, they want that because, you know, for them out already. You know, order through chaos. That's how them bring order, through chaos. Problem, reaction, solution. Right? That's how the elites run. Right? My brother.
It's, Isaiah 1 and verse 3 says that princes are rebellious and companions of thieves.
Gone.
Everyone loveth gifts.
And this is the problem with a lot of these leaders. Them love them belly, that's what I say it out in Jamaica, then licky.
Gone.
It's all about them can gain you. It's not about the love of the people. People say with great power comes great responsibility.
Gone.
Right? So a lot of
The same.
Gone.
The same scripture.
Oh, so saying there the saying. I was saying say with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, gone.
So a lot of these leaders them love, you know, love the benefit as we say and the money will come with the leadership.
Gone.
Right? But this is how the scripture said. Right? They look, them are companions with who? Thieves. Who's a thief? So-called white man. People say the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. That's what Christopher Columbus come over this side of the world, you know, come do. Right? Kill and destroy. Right? From them time, even before that, started with the Barger family. Right? So then companion with the so-called white man. Right? Scripture say, by thy sword shall thou live. And that's how the so-called white man live, you know, by weaponry. Right? What?
Everyone loveth gifts and followeth after rewards. They judge not the fatherless.
They judge not the cause of the fatherless.
They judge not the fatherless. Neither doeth the cause of the widow come unto them.
So they don't care about the people. Right? They pretend like them rich people, you know, because you know these politicians every time them are going in power, they always have something new. They might tell the people, they have to get the people them, you know, to vote for them so they can win. And when they come in power, they don't do it. What they say them are do. Right? What?
He says, therefore saith the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversary and avenge me of mine enemies.
And right now, all these leaders when leaving the so-called white man are enemy to the Heavenly Father right now. Because they're helping the so-called white man to destroy the Lord's people. Right? So you can say, Lord, Yahweh Shemar says about ease him of him enemies. What?
And I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away thy dross and take away all thy tin. And I will restore thy judges as at the first.
And that's how the Heavenly Father do right now. I restore him judges, 144,000. They're going to be the government body, real judges.
That's right.
Judges who can't buy out by the so-called white man or no other man on the earth, right?
And as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning.
And thy counselors as what? As at the beginning. What?
afterward thou shalt be called the city of righteousness.
So how about Shemaiah shall stop the kingdom now, right? Seeing us now on the highways and the byways, you know, teaching this truth, right? So the elect can gather and a part of the building, right? Because I started this truth, this knowledge, right? But how shall I come? Let us finish up this wicked society altogether, and afterward we're going to rebuild.
Physically.
We're going to build a righteous kingdom. Right? From the dust and the ashes of this wicked one. How shall I going to build a righteous kingdom here? Because this kingdom is nothing but wickedness here. These leaders, you know, all them, I could say majority of these leaders, it's all about, you know, what they can gain. You can use money and buy out, you know, these leaders. They don't really have not with them stand for. You have one and two which I...
Integrity.
Yeah, integrity. You have one and two which I back up, right? But Esau always use these one and two leaders to back up against the whole thing when I push as an example, right? By basically putting them to death. Right? But majority of these leaders, they don't really stand for nothing. It's all about what them can gain. Right?
They are the father. They are the father.
And they are all them are work for one boss. Yes, the banking elites. Right? One?
This is St. John 8 and verse 44. Say, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, hold not to the truth. Because there is no truth in him.
So there is no truth in the so-called white man. It's a born lion. Right? I think of Psalms 58 and 3. So the wicked are strayed from the wound. They go astray as soon as they be born speaking lies. So the so-called white man is a born lion. Right? Our people are these leaders. That are these leaders. They might lie just the same because they might refer the so-called white man. Because as the judge of the people is, so are his officers. So they might see thing like the so-called white man.
Remember Andrew Hollis come out with that discussion and said, we would never do anything for the Jamaican people.
Yeah, going back last year with the whole debate thing that go on with him, I think I'm Peter Phillips. And he said that never do nothing at all for hurt the Jamaican people. And what am I do right now? What am I do?
He was a large mill.
God. But he did not do it for it. He have an intention. But he must try to say that now for winning election last year. That's why I do last year. I try to say these things for winning election last year.
Play the hypocrite.
Play the hypocrite, yo.
So when he speak it a lie, he speak it of his own. For he is a liar. Right? And the father of it.
So the so-called white man is what? The father of lies. Right?
If a ruler hearken unto lies, all the servants are wicked.
I mentioned about the whole backside thing.
Yeah, can. Basically, with all, as you just mentioned about the backside thing, the Prime Minister promised the people certain land in the Catholic country, man. See? And how I'm saying about give the people the land, it's like over here, so it's a thin line between the mining area and where the people live over here. So, see? And I'm saying not going to disrupt the people lifestyle. But if you do mining within the region, you have a lot of people the backside mining, like probably around 2-3 miles from the yard. Basically, when it's in operation, the fumes and all them things and the chemicals blowing on them drinking water, see? Dust up them furniture and them house, destroy them clothes, all them things. Yeah, the people with respiratory problem, see? It affects and thing there. See?
We can actually affect the era in terms of the livestock and the environment, because one of the things what I'm doing, a lot of the waste is going on the rivers. You know what I mean? Kill out the fishes. And on the fruit trees also, because remember I watched the documentary the other day.
Yeah.
And all of the fruits on the tree, as soon as the chemicals start blow, that the dirt mixed with the chemical and all that from the mudly start to blow across, every fruit on the tree just start wither down. So basically I kill off the people, man, while I try to make money off of the backside.
In a whole different way, because the people themselves now getting the money out of it, man. Because all the money we mine out of the backside and with the money they make, it go to America. Because the companies will control the backside are American company and Russian company and a Chinese company. So guess what? All the Eden them are get rich off of the back of the people.
That's right.
And wicked leaders them just love it that way. See? Them love it that way, man. Because them get one little food in them hand when they can't build a big house up a building. But when they place them cherry gardens and them can build a nice little 3-story or 4-story house up on the top of the hill. See? Yeah.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 3. So, yeah. Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 3. So, for power is given you of the Lord.
So power is given you, one Julius, and all you leaders right across the world that lead our people. Power is given you by the Lord. Using the so-called white man or whosoever put it into power. Right? Because Heavenly Father in control about the good and the evil. Right? So power was given unto you of the Lord. What?
And who shall try your works and search out your counsels? Because being mysteries of the kingdom, right? Ye have not judged aright.
You're not judging right, you're not doing the right thing. Right? You're doing the so-called white man bidding. I'm going to cast you. Right? You have a Bashim or Shai. I'm going to destroy a lot of you leaders here, which is right time to come. Right, what?
Again, say, being ministers of his kingdom, ye have not judged aright, right? Nor kept the laws, nor walked after the counsel of Yahweh Bashim or Shai. He said, horribly and speedily, right, shall he come upon you, right, for a sharp judgment shall be to them that be in high places.
You hear that? Right. Judgment are coming, we actually in that time.
That's right. This is Sirach 10. Start at verse 3 says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
It's right time. We actually in that time. How we shall gonna, set back, the earth in right order, because everything is out of course right now. Right, under the rulership of the so-called white. Right, so seeing all these chaos and all these things happening, you have artists like Buju as you mentioned earlier on, speak about certain things, and these leaders will sell out, and what really take place amongst the Jamaicans. Right, but we're actually in a time now when the Lord gonna set back things in order. Right, and majority of people that's not gonna make it. Heavenly Father, how through the Son how shy, I got destroy, to our people. And through the elect we will get delivered, from becoming destruction. To go born back in the kingdom and right mind, and that's not gonna make it on this side. Right? And that's not gonna make it to us. Scripture says, let the multitude that was born in vain perish. Right?
Done.
Finish? So with that I say our praises and honor to Yahweh, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Graven and Stone. Shalom to all our brothers and out there pushing this truth in our sincerity and in our honesty. Shalom.
Shalom.